here. Today we're going to do something fun. So I've been doing different 21-inch mesh methods, and I really wanted to do one with the curl method, but it is so long to do one. It just is going to look a little funny. So I had an idea I wanted to try, and let's see how this works out. I don't know how many we're going to need because I have not done this before, but I think it's going to be fun. So let's give it a try. So I actually pulled 4 different colors to try out together. So I wanted to do 4 together, and I wanted to do summer colors. I'm going to cut these at 10 inches each, and then we're going to use 4 of them. So I'll get these cut up, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I've gotten some cut up. We're actually going to be using just a regular work wreath. So these have 18 ties on them. I'm going to open up the bottom because that's where we're going to start. And you'll see why I wanted to use several different colors together for this idea I had. So I'm going to take the 4 pieces. I'm going to curl it. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down. And I'll just kind of tie it once so it can hold it while I'm waiting. Now on this other side, I can clip it if I want, just to hold it in place. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one in. I want about 4 inches or so. Then I'll just hold it with the clip. Okay, so this side will get clipped. This side will go in our tie. There. So this part will look like a normal curl, like the normal curl wreath. Okay, so once I have the 4 in there, what I want to do is unclip this, because what I want to do is I want to twist these so that they almost make a pattern. Let's see, just kind of anyway, like that, and then I'm going to put the other curls on this side. Kind of fix any of my curls I need to. Okay, I think I need to fix this one. There we go. There. Oh, how fun. Look at that. So it's just kind of like a little twisted curl like that. So that's going to be our little poof part. So then I'm just going to go and start on this next one here. And what you can do, so instead of putting it together on the wreath form, what we can do is, let's get it curled and clip it. Like that. Okay. There. There. And this one, I do kind of want my curls to be rather tight. Just because I am going to twist this center. Alright. So once I get them in there, I'm going to need to take and just kind of twirl them together like this. So I'm just kind of crossing them over like that. Then I can place it down. Oh, this is fun. I think I like doing it off of the wreath better. It's a little bit easier to handle and to keep your pieces tighter. There. Oh, that's fun. Look at that. Yeah, definitely easier to do it off of the wreath. Okay, so I did make one little change. Okay, so when I did it originally, you can really kind of see the phrase, I don't like to wood burn if I don't have to. So I adjusted the length a little bit. So if you want to wood burn, you can do the 10-inch. If you're like me and you don't want to deal with that, let me show you how to do it with 15-inch. So you're going to need multiple clips. I love these little clips. These are little fabric clips. Okay, so with the 15-inch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl it up just like I did with the 10-inch. But it's going to have a lot more curl, and so it's really going to look a lot better when you get it in with the other pieces. So I just want to clip it to make sure it's not going to come apart. Okay. So one thing I'm doing is I'm clipping it where the cut edge is, because I want to keep track of where the cut edge is, because I want to make sure it's down and not up, because if it's up, it's going to show. Okay. And you are curling it upside down, so it comes off the roll like this. You want to curl it the way that it wants to curl in. So it's easier to work with the curl than it is to go against it. So I just go the way that it wants to go already. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to curl. Okay, so I've got them made, and I have the clip where that opening is. Okay, so where our cut edge is. So one great thing about this is you're not going to need a ton of mesh, because you're not going to need, like with curls, you're not going to need a whole bunch. So what I want to do is I want to put my clips upside down so that my cut edges are on the bottom. Okay, so this just makes it a little bit easier for me. Okay, there. So see, I have no doubt that my cut edges are on the bottom. Okay, so now I can just come to my frame. I'll pull off the clips from the first part. I'll place it down. So I want 3 or 4 inches of the curls. Okay, and you can see now I want to take and I want to kind of braid them And I'm keeping in mind where that bottom edge is so that I don't have those sticking up. I'm just kind of braiding it so I get this cute little braided look. Okay, and then I'll take the clips off of this side. If I have one that's too long, I just braid it back in. Okay. And then I want, you know, a good 3 or 4 inches. Okay, now if I have anything that's showing, I can just kind of twist it to get it back to where I want it. Okay, and then I want to pull these so that they're kind of standing up against each other. If you get anything like this with this little piece hanging out, you can either tuck it back in. If you have trouble with that, just clip it off. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So you can see with the 15-inch, it just looks a lot cleaner, and it's not going to have any frays. So if you want to use less mesh, you can do the 10-inch, but you're probably going to have to wood burn it. But I like doing it this way because I can really get a good braid because I have a tighter curl. All right, so I'm going to finish the bottom, and then we're going to do the same thing on the top. Okay, the bottom's done, and it looks so cute. Look at that. I love it. All right, so I want to show you some easy ways to make sure that you don't have problems with frays, and that it's just going to make it a little bit easier for you. And I can tell you I used 5 sets on the bottom, and I expect to use 4 sets on the top. So the first thing I want to say is you're going to need clips. I love these clips. These are my favorite clips. I will link these down in the description if you want to try ones like this. And remember, I cut these at 15 inches. So I did start with 10, but 15 is the best, really, to get a really nice curl. Okay, so I'm just going to curl it. Oh, and one thing I didn't say is you can use an old center or middle piece of a 21-inch mesh to roll it. And then to tie it, I kind of fold it up. And what I want is to take my clip, and I'm going to clip where the cut edge is at the top. We're actually going to be flipping it over. It'll be our bottom. But I kind of go ahead and get about 4 inches that I want. You can see there's the cut edge. So using these clips, I can tell, okay, the cut edge is where the clips are, so it makes it easier for me to make sure it's not up and showing. So this helps keep it together, and it's going to make sure that cut edge is not going to be showing and showing a bunch of frays. Now you can, of course, wood burn this. I'm not very good about doing that because I just don't like to. So I will try to find ways around it. Sometimes there's no choice, but if I can get away without doing it, I will. Okay, so once I have them all clipped, I'm going to take the 4 colors, I'm going to put the clips down. Okay, so that means that the cut opening is going to be facing down. Just like this. I'll kind of meet them up at the end to make sure they're going to all be pretty much the same length. And then I'll go ahead and pull those clips off. And I'm going to put it in my tie. just like that. Okay, now you can see I still have the clips in this side, so that's really important. You want to keep the clips in because one, you don't want it to unravel, and two, you want to keep track of where the bottom is. Now I'm just going to braid it. So there's really no right or wrong way with this. I just kind of move them around so that it's kind of all twisted together. Then I'm going to take the clips off again, making sure they're all on the bottom, and put it right in. So it should still be pretty much the same length. Okay, and then I'll just adjust anything if I need to, as far as if anything needs to be tucked under. But for the most part, it's going to work out pretty well because we kept those ends down. And you can see you really don't need more than 2 rows. So it's going to end up using 9 pieces at 15 inches each. Okay, so I grabbed a couple sign options. And I want to just put super simple ribbon on here because I really want to see the effects of this. So I just got a polka dot, has all the colors in it. I have a pink and a yellow. So I'm just going to put the polka dot in every one, and I'm going to alternate the pink and yellow. So these are cut at 12 inches. I'm just going to pinch it right in the middle, get a little bit of curve, and I'm going to pull it forward. So for the bottom, I want it to come forward. All right, there we go. So I really don't want to cover where our braid is. So I'm really just going to kind of pull them forward. And I'm just going to alternate doing the same thing all the way around. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do this all the way around the bottom, and I'm going to come back and we're going to do it on the top. Okay, so I got all of the bottom. You can still see some of the little curls and such. Okay, so on the top, I'll spread it out a little bit more. So same thing, pinch in the middle. And then kind of spread them out like that. I want to be careful not to cover this little braided section because it is so cute. I want to see it. So I'm just going to go all the way around doing this same thing. Okay, so I got all the way around. Now, if you don't want to cover up the braids, you don't have to use ribbon, and you could skip and do ribbon like every other one. I have a couple choices for signs. I'm kind of, well, I think I'm leaning towards this one. Okay, so I'm just going to put a hole in the top and the bottom. Okay, so I just put 26 gauge wire in it with the holes that I made with my metal hole punch. And I'm just going to place it in the middle. I want to kind of pull up. Well, no, we're just going to kind of set it on top. The other option you have is that you could push it up through the bottom. Now, if you do that, you would really have to kind of arrange it so that you can still see it. I think that might be what we do. Okay, so I want to push it up enough to see it, but not interfere with my mesh. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a few pipe cleaners. I'm going to make a little base just to keep my sign from falling through. Okay, so I want one across. Okay, right through the middle. Just like that. Okay, and then one up and down. Now you can also do some styrofoam to keep it in place, but I would do some kind of either pipe cleaners or mesh or something along those lines. Okay, so what I'll do is I will slide it down inside here. Okay, and then I'll pull it up. Okay, there we go. The wires, I'm just going to kind of pull it down and tie it around the frame. Turn that off. Okay. Okay. I want to do the same thing at the top. There we go. Once we have the wire tightened, it should not fall through. And of course we have our pipe cleaners there to prevent it from falling back. There we go. There. All right, let's take a look at it. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? So you can see the sign. Oh, that's so cute. Look at how cool that looks. So see, it does look like it is one of the curly methods, but you can still see, like here in the center where it is braided together. So I just think that makes it look really fun. Awesome. We'll see, it goes like that. Sweet. All right, so you have to tell me what you think. Let me know if you try it, and make sure to like and subscribe and come back for more. Thanks for watching.